Ready, everything else. Cool, we're back with round number 4.
Round 4. We've got 2 random, well, not 2 random decks, 1 random deck and
something
1
I
not so
don't
random.
kind of understand. The other one's a little bit more familiar. So it's Hannes Beukes on the right, and he's playing Dino Shadoll and Lungisa.
Playing
The
Draco Slayer Performapal mishmash.
Yeah.
Just a conglomerate
featuring
of,
true Dracos.
This seems very reminiscent to me to Pepe. From it was a very old format. It was literally tier 0.
Long before my time.
Long before your time. Literally tier 0. So pretty much it made a board of like Cyber Dragon Infinity and Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, which like did rank up into that.
Okay.
You make a whole bunch of negates and stuff that just breaks the opponent's board and then makes negates itself.
Sure.
So this seems reminiscent to that. So I wonder if that will go, because the Lizard Draw and the Get Turtle is your draw engine, so you don't need to play your desires or generic draw stuff,
fair
which
enough.
is cool.
And you don't like run the risk of banishing your
And
random one-offs.
and you don't run that risk. But there's Rescue Hamster in this, obviously getting back your Pendulum cards as well.
Lovely card.
And then Luster Pendulum, when you pop a card in your scale, it adds the same one back, which is pretty interesting. So I wonder how this is going to run out.
Donut and Darkworm.
Yes, Donut and Darkworm. I do think he might be playing the Guard Dragons, because I see a Red Eyes Darkness Medal, so there it is.
Yeah, I see an Agapane, I see a Pisty and an Alpi. Sure.
So this is
Zephyr Metal Run to make 1,000,000 zones that he can summon into.
Pretty much. And it's a Pendulum deck, so it's also
itself. So YuGiOh, this is a very interesting deck.
There's the Ignis, the Prominence, which is also pretty good.
Really high-powered extra deck. Like there's a bunch of scary effects that I see there.
This is going to be
I don't know who's on the play here. I think they rolled, but we might have missed that.
Opens the Dark Doradio. Oh, I remember. This is the deck that can stack hand traps on top for you. You can stack hand traps on top, or just any attribute, obviously. But he's got Ash Blossom, so he's probably going to stack that and try and draw into it eventually. But
does he have any quick effect draw in the deck? I mean, that would be a pretty silly thing.
No, not by the looks of things.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No. Just Supreme King Darkworm, which is the dragon as we know, and then there's Seal Eel, which is a Performapal. Don't know what that does.
We'll have to find out.
Okay, so
it looks like Hannes is on the play, and he opens with
double pull.
Is that an Overtex?
Double pull into Overtex.
Sure.
Yeah.
So pull the pull.
Gets the Veiler. We don't know what else. So that obviously can negate Metal Traps.
Yeah.
Obviously a little bit crippling to Lungi, seeing as he's got a Pendulum deck. And he passes over. Okay, so a Foolish Burial starts off with Lungi. Hannes obviously won the die roll. So
probably going to send that Darkworm?
Probably. Darkworm gets sent.
Yep,
as
there
you predicted. Yes, Darkworm obviously going to summon itself, as Lungi just plays there, and then he searches the Donut, the normal little engine you can play.
Darkworm and Donut, yeah.
Just get a free scale. Like one card, that's pretty good. I get one star.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to draw that Donut anymore. He's just playing the one of, so it's probably quite a brick if you just draw it. Completely. Yeah.
And it works as a scale. So Master, I think it's Master Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. Basically.
Yeah, that's what's going on the left side.
Yeah, you can kill a scale.
Pop a scale, add the same one?
I think so. I think he just pops a scale.
Okay, sure.
But basically you put him in the extra deck and then he can just obviously summon himself.
Normal summon on the hamster?
What you used to do is you used the Master and the Luster, put them in scales, pop the one, add the one back, and then pop himself from the scale, and then put the other one in the scale, pop it, and then get them both back.
Yeah,
with
sure.
The hamster, which is interesting.
Okay, well, I think he's doing the hamster thing.
So his hamster and then he
get
ashes.
the 5, I think. Okay, no ad for that.
He was in this for the adding. So Dariado gets added, and it's not relevant at the moment as a scale as far as I know. It just gives
I think it's just a number, so that he's got 0 and what is this, a 4 or 5?
Yeah. What's currently happens when it hits the board, it gets to stack the deck for what you want.
I'm just asking about the scale on the right hand side of Lungi's board.
Yeah, that's the Dariado. It's scale. I'm not sure. I think it's a low scale.
I will find out. You just had an Ash from Lungisa. I'm not sure what on. For some reason, the Overtex is no longer on the field.
Overtex got Ash. I have no.
Does it have a tribute effect?
I think you have to tribute a card to negate a card.
Okay.
To negate a spell trap, and he negated the Donut.
Sure.
So he couldn't complete the scales. So he summons back the Darkworm. And then attacks him with the Master Pendulum and then the Darkworm. So 1/8 and 1/850.
So 2,300.
Yes. I think Master Pendulum's 1/850 if I'm not mistaken.
7. We can double check now.
I can do more maths for you here. But this is really reminiscent to the kind of olden day YuGiOh kind of plays. Just have a whole bunch of Pendulum monsters, they all search each other, they all get me back to my hand, and then pen summon them all out and then go from there. That doesn't even want to show you. There he is. Oh no, he just pops a scale for free. This card is really old.
Electromite, I believe.
1950, sorry. So he takes 18 plus 1950. So he takes 3750.
So he's actually on a little bit lower.
Yeah. Minus 3750.
Like that.
You'll be on 4250. No, 4250.
Cool. Yeah, there's a Electromite in the field. And he's popped
Dariado. Obviously to draw a card, which he did. So he first wants to go for damage, which was smart of Lungi. He used the battle phase just to poke for about over 3k damage, almost 4k, half the life points of Hannes.
Obviously, halfway there.
Yeah, and then going for the Electromites, obviously just trying to establish now the control part of it.
Yeah, it's something threatening. It has to be dealt with. Hannes probably, if he has a big enough monster, he's just going to use that chance to kill the Electromite, because letting it run rampant is unacceptable.
Yeah, so Lungi did pass over, and Hannes having Shadoll Fusion. Shadoll Fusion, as you know, molds
right away.
Considering if your opponent has
there's an Overtex and one of the Shadolls. Sure.
Winda hits the board, only one special summon per player, which is pretty good if you consider it. Then, because what Dinos can do with it, they can book a moon it so that it obviously stays.
Oh yeah,
so then they can abuse it and flip it back up and then be sorted with their life.
I think the pen does count as a single special summon,
yes,
though.
It does,
so if he's going to be using that part of his game, then it's not going to affect him too much.
Yeah. But I mean, Winda does sit on a 2/2 body.
Yeah, he does have 2 Overtex in the graveyard though, so if he finds a UCT, he's going to be able to make it and then just start going to town on the board.
Yeah.
Because UCT is one of the biggest monsters. Like the thing is huge. It's 3500.
3500.
I don't see anything larger in the current meta at the moment, except maybe like Crusadia the Equimax that gets big. And yeah, that's about it. I don't. What's larger than that?
Yeah, no, I don't even know. But Equimax even needs materials to point to.
Yeah, but I mean, like it gets bigger. This is just a main deck monster that's freaking gigantic. There he is.
There he is. Double pull straight into UCT. However, he cannot book the Electromite.
Yeah, he's got nothing to destroy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Giant Rex coming. Was that YuGiOh? Giant Rex coming back from being banished.
Rex from being banished.
And that's something he can destroy with UCT's effect to book everything. The Electromite's not going to be face down.
Yeah.
It's a link monster, but he can just punch over it. So.
But he can't summon Rex because he summoned UCT of double pull and.
And he's got the Shadoll, so that hurts him a little bit.
That does hurt him, but he does hit him for 22 into an 1800 body, which I think I'll just check here now.
That seems fine.
So 22. Minus 18. I think it's 400 damage. Yeah, 400 damage on Lungi with 35. So he takes.
Does UCT say destroy a card or destroy a monster?
Destroy a card.
Yeah, well, he can just blow up the Shadoll Fusion if he wants.
Yeah. That's why it's so good.
And Lungisa's got to be very careful not to make a big board here.
Yeah, Lungi taking the 3900 to the face pretty much.
Big oof.
So I'll just check here. This should be 4-1, I believe.
Yeah.
Just double check for you. 3900. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a bit of a pickle here.
No.
Rescue ferrets.
2 hamsters, damn, and a pen sorcerer. Now, obviously, the pendulum sorcerer can blow up cards in your scales and then add 2 pendulum Performapal, to your hand again. Which is pretty good, and your turtle gets a draw every time the scale is activated.
It's really
good. No, it's really good. And then I think he had a seal eel. I think that's what the one is. Some random common there. I have no clue what the seal eel does. It's probably just
everything in his deck is so shiny, and then there's this common.
This random common. But he does have a Luster Pendulum there, thanks to Electromite adding that there. And obviously, Hannes did destroy the 1 scale, so with Electromite still on the board, he got a draw. So instead of starting the game with just 2 cards, he got 3 cards, obviously from just his initial draw and previous turn. But Electromite is dealt with. I think Hannes is in a...
He's much more comfortable. He's also got a live UCT if he so wishes to. He can destroy the Shadoll monster, the Windia, I think.
Yeah, Winda, just pop that and you get the Shadoll Fusion back. Then if you pop it, if it leaves the field,
so it's not a terrible idea.
No, it's not a terrible idea. But he's only pen summoning for 1, I believe.
Oh, he can't. Yeah, okay, sure, he can do that. But he doesn't have any more zones, so you couldn't really. He'd have to use some stuff from his hand.
He's trying to bait out the UCT, so he's going to stack his deck now, if I'm not mistaken.
He gets to put how many?
Each
one of each attribute on top in any order.
Yeah, except for light and dark.
Sure.
So
it's what fire,
the elementals, the real elementals.
No light, no dark.
Yeah.
No Vela, no Gamma, no.
Yeah.
What's Is that Dark Trap?
Dark Cherries, I guess.
What's the Dark Trap? Battle Fader?
DD Crow, maybe. Battle Fader. It's
the Dark Trap, yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, what do we... Gauze, yeah. Can't put a Gauze on top of that.
And he just passes over. So he's going to draw probably into an Ash. I assume that's what he stacked. Hannes just drew Comungus. However, he does give a one
strings,
summon.
There's nothing to... I mean, he doesn't really need to use it.
The thing is, if Hannes can pull out an OTK now, he doesn't need to use it. I mean, he can burn him for 1,000 and then attack for 2,200.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I think his board is fine. You just attack into that the defense position once you have UCT.
Yeah, no, that's no big
and
issue.
Then, how big is Window?
Window's 2,200.
It's large enough.
The thing is that it's just the only thing is Window does eventually can screw you over, but the fact that you can turn it off, but sometimes you obviously have to force that turn off, which is sometimes a thing you don't want to happen. But
it is a quick effect though. Yeah. So I mean, at any time if he decides it's less beneficial for him to have the Window on the table,
just book it.
You know, maybe in Lungisa's end step when he's done. Okay, I've done
so attacks for 3,500 with the Dino. So Lungi takes another 35.
Massive chunk of damage.
Big chunk, just ripping his.
Oh god.
Jeez. That's a big stat.
Is he on 1600?
I'm just checking now. Minus 35. 600.
600.
Damn.
Oh my.
This is
That's unpleasant.
He's got so much card advantage.
UCT's a hell of a monster.
That's always been one of those most feared cards. It's a very good Rouge strategy. But we did see it was Shadoll Dino that was or just Dino in general on the meta playlist.
Oh, I think we have 2 copies of Dinos around here. Yeah, so there's at least one other Dinos deck
but we don't know if that's pure Dino or Shadoll Dino. It's anything. Shadoll Dino seems to be pulling out the stops. It looks like Lungi is probably going for a Pendulum summon. He pens 1. The Sorcerer, however, can blow up the scales now, which is a big factor. I think he's going to blow up the 1 scale to search 1.
That's the turtle. That's the card draw. The thing is, he must be finding something.
Yeah, just popping 1. We'll see what Lungi is taking with this. Lungi obviously being one of the more calm and collected players when under big amount of pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's proven to have big match temperament. So.
Yeah. No, Lungi is one of the better on this side of the planet, at least. I'm not going to lie with that. But he's also going back to a deck that he played quite well and piloted quite well back in the day when this deck was pretty much meta. Obviously, you can blow that the Lizard draw up if you have another Performapal on the other stone. You just blow it up, you draw a card. Easy.
He's just piling into his deck there, trying to find an answer for this Ultimate Conductor.
Yeah. And he
finds an Ash, not very useful here. Yeah, screw this.
Destroys the Comungus, and Hannes takes game 1 because it's very difficult to play over the UCT. Unfortunately, UCG just being too big of a body.
Yeah.
And just an annoyance.
And it's very easy to make as well. I mean, the Dino's deck just lends itself to throwing things into the bin,
just
destroying stuff. Just they find their way into your graveyard.
Whether you
play YuGiOh and you'll be able to make a UCT.
Pretty much. And double evolution pull, just turboing them out even quicker.
So easy.
And then you still have the fact that if he doesn't get to UCT, he still has the option of going straight back to Cortex, or how's the thing called?
What are we talking about?
The Overtex.
Yeah, Overtex.
Overtex.
And I mean, in a pinch, it can shuffle all your resources back into the deck. Not something that gets used too often, but I mean, it does have that text on it.
Option, yeah.
So
if you go to that super grind game.
And one of the decks they can main deck 3 copies of Pankratops because it's a dinosaur.
Does he main it? Just
he mains 3 Pankratops. 3 copies.
Oh yeah, because you can summon it off double evolution pull.
It's an excellent thing to play.
It's a really good card.
He can trish.
Gamma
it's
and
terrible.
Drivers I'm seeing in the Dino side of these. Twin Twisters might be the one to put in, however, because of Pendulum scales and stuff. Don't know how that will go down. It's probably the best that Hannes could put in if he wants to put anything in. I see he's putting cards aside there. However, Lungi seems to want to put in Kaijus because he's got the entire Kaiju side deck here pretty much, and Pankratops with Mind Control and Twin Twisters and Red Reboots.
Oh, Red Reboot and Pankratops, something I'm seeing a lot actually.
Seeing quite a bit. People are fearing those evenly matches, obviously, if they're not main decking them themselves.
Yeah. Twin Twisters, Red Reboot, Pankratops. In basically every deck that we've seen.
I've seen less Kaijus this regional than what I've ever seen in a regional just in general. I mean, the Mech Knights was the first time we actually saw a Kaiju in someone's side or main deck.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And here's a couple more.
Well, yeah, I mean this one now, and then obviously he plays the sticky string, and probably the Dogoron as well, because it's a Dino itself.
Dogoron's usually main deck for this. I don't know. There is one flame Mad Flame Kaiju.
Obviously, just giving yourself the Kaiju so they
yeah, he's got the package in the main deck.
Which is that's a good anti-meta strategy, especially with Slumber going to 3. I don't know if he has 3.
Oh, Slumber is a 3, yeah.
He's got 2 Slumbers, however.
2, sure.
Which is still pretty good, a board wipe and giving your opponents.
I think Lungisa is going to choose to go first.
Probably going to go first, make that established board, both black deck sleeves with white extra decks.
Oh, that's confusing.
I only noticed that now as I see it. Okay, so Hannes drawing a Ghost Ogre, a Twisters, and a Shadoll Beast. Unfortunately, Shadolls won't trigger off the discard because they can only trigger via card effect, not cost.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
because I think it's missed timing.
Yeah,
it says when, not if.
When. It's pretty much the reasoning behind it. But as we know, Soul
there he is.
Raptor gets dropped.
The Fiend. I mean, if anything, because I believe they hit Miscellaneousaurus the last time this deck was touched by the... This guy is the problem.
Yeah, he's the main searcher. He blows up to bring stuff out the deck.
Yeah, it's just too good.
It is ridiculously good.
You can pop the thing you get off Lost World if you choose to play Lost World, get something back from your graveyard, or...
And you can save that thing by just destroying a card from your deck.
So good.
So he gets the Overtex. I assume he's searching that with
for the pull. Yep.
Or he's going to mull it to see the ore.
I think he's just going to make it find its way to the graveyard and then
he's going to
get the pull.
Okay, so he does use Shadoll Fusion.
Mm-hmm.
It does Shadoll Fusion, making into a window just generally. Oh, he's going to Ash it. He can't use it from the deck because he doesn't have an extra deck monster. Oh, if it just includes...
Yeah, so the only thing that Ash needs is for the text to be on that effect.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether you're going to use it or not. So much like if you activate Metaverse, because it could add from your deck, you can negate the whole effect. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Shooting Hannes in the foot there a bit, but saving Lungia Asuma turn. One trap being set. Prankatops being straight dropped.
Hey.
I can only target a face-up card, hey.
I'm not sure. It is card. It is card.
If it is,
but I don't think it includes a specific type. But it probably...
Because I think that I don't know what that set card is of Hannes's, but let's just check here. If the card controls special summon it.
Yeah, it's just a card. Just a card. Face up. Just
so you can even take that back row if he feels like it. Obviously, he's probably going to first try and run it into the Soul Eater. Lecter Pendulum coming out. That's probably just a name. It's not going to do much.
So what is that thing for?
I think it's 1850 in attack though. You can just double check that.
Okay. Sure.
I know all the the Luster Pendulum, the Lecture Pendulums. It's the Lecter guy. They all have like these 50 attack stats for some reason.
Just to make them a little bit better than the other counterparts.
Yeah, the Drake Overlord. There it is. I think he might be 1850.
Okay, he's also 5 scale. It's a normal summon. 1950.
And the Pankratop's being dropped by Hannes on this side.
He also happens to negate his opponent if your opponent controls any pendulum monsters while this is in the scale Lecter Pendulum. It negates their effects.
But I think it's just for the name, the fact.
But it's also relevant against Pendulum Magicians.
Yeah, no, obviously, if you're going against like Pendulum FTK, this would just go.
It does something. It does something. Yeah.
Which is nice. So if Lungi went first, you could just keep this in the scale.
Another Pankratops.
Yeah, another Pankratops. They could technically. This is where the skill comes in because whoever tributes first then gets the option to tribute theirs to target other
just stuff. Don't target the Pankratops. Yeah.
So he runs into the Lecter
1950. That's 2600. So I can't do this maths on the fly.
Ridiculous. Minus 1950. That's 650 damage Lungi takes. But I don't know which. If you attack the 650. Oh, I'll just 8000 minus 650. It's 3750. No, 73. Sorry, 73. Sorry.
7,350 points. Sure.
I was like, that's a bit of a hard.
You guys are sitting there looking at each other. Who's thinking? I think it's Hannes' turn.
No, it's Lungi's turn.
Okay, sure. He's passed back.
Dropping the dark
after hitting into the. Okay. Everything is fine, he says.
I'm trying to think now. Lungi used the Lecter Pendulum to attack the Soul Overraptor.
Yeah.
Soul Eating.
And then the Pankratops.
And then attack directly for 26, right?
Yeah, and then the Pankratops hit into the Lecter.
Yeah. So let me just do those calculations quickly. So Hannes would then be at 26 minus 150.
Okay, the Dark Worm is fine.
Hannes would be at 5250.
Sure.
They're just gonna probably have to swap them around, and then Lungi would be at that. 7350, and then
Dark Worm. You just discard. Okay, he's setting 2 scales. It's a 0 and I think a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, scale and a 5. He's probably gonna pop it. Yeah. Oh, he's blowing them both up? I think. Oh no, okay, so Hannes twin twisted the scales. Just to make sure that last Pendulum doesn't do anything. So
I wonder what he discarded for that.
I just Shadoll Beast. It's a
okay, they're going to trade Prankatops.
Trading Prankatops.
How big is this Dark Worm?
1800.
Okay, so 1800
to Hannes.
Into the face of Hannes Beukes.
I'll quickly do the math for you. Minus 18, it is 3450. These 50s are going to be relevant across the board now constantly because of Vector and Lusters and stuff. So another Twin Twist is being set. So it looks like Hannes is on the back foot here. He sets a Ghost Ogre when your time comes down.
Is he out of cards? What does he have in the grip?
He's got an Overtex, and in his grave he doesn't have much setup as far as I know because of the Shadoll fusion being negated completely.
That was a good play.
That was a good play. Not one tributing off the Prankatops. I mean, Hannes technically saved himself by getting rid of Lungi's one. Selector comes
There's another one.
Again. He's
sure.
Gonna,
1950.
Let's just beat Stick Turbo. Okay, so he's going to link away.
That's pretty large for a level 4.
Yeah, no,
bigger than Vorse Raider.
Bigger than Vorse Raider. All these Master and Lecture, these like little pendulum.
Plus 50, yeah.
These Draco
50
Slayers.
Bigger.
They all have these like plus 50.
Electromites.
The one and only.
Yeah, because you can only have one.
Just to think, I wonder how this deck would have played out back in the day with Electromites.
With 3 Electromites.
Just 3 Electromites.
He'd be able to be a little bit more reckless, I think, with the Electromite. You could run it into things because there is another one in the extra deck. But you have to really pick a moment. And I think Hannes is kind of low on things to do. I mean, generally when your opponent just sets one in defense position, passes, it probably means we're going to try and recover a little bit here.
The thing is, however, is that Hannes does have the Twin Twisters. And
he's got one set.
Expecting that, so...
and he's kept the Overtex in hand so that when does Overtex trigger? When it's sent to the graveyard?
Yes, I do believe
so. So that's gonna work with the Twin Twisters.
That's gonna get him a double evolution pull. Yes. So next turn UCT might potentially be hitting the board. That's if Lungi Pendulum summons or sets up scales at least. If he uses the Twin Twisters in any smallest of degree.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. There's one. There's two. There it is.
And here comes
Twin
the Twin Twisters. There we go. Dropping the Overtex. Taking both scales off again.
That's painful.
Lungi. That's very painful.
Does that trigger Electromite? I believe it does. Why?
Are they both crashing? I am so.
Does Electromite not? Okay, he did draw a card. Sure, he drew the card.
He sets another Twin Twister. He's just gaining Twin Twisters. Unfortunately, Lungi has a Foolish Burial, I think, in the hand, and a Seal Eel. So he's gonna now find a way. He's gonna have to find a way to beat over a Ghost Ogre. That is live now. Because
Ghost Ogre is 1800 on the back?
Yeah, but you can send her from the field to the grave to also stop something.
Activated effects.
Yeah, activated effects. Which is still good, so you can still potentially get rid of the Electromite.
Ghost Ogre is from hand or field. Target negate. Okay, sure. Ghost Ogre no longer live.
No longer live.
But it does have a big bite. I think Electromite's just large enough to get over it though. 1900, 1800?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Well, no, they're both 1800.
Okay. Electromite's 1800. So no, it's not getting through.
So Electromite using its effect again, snatching him the card and then destroying the one and then getting back from the extra deck.
Is it time for the Foolish?
Is it time for the Foolish?
He did get 2 scales again. I mean,
but there's another.
Twin Twisters, but it's been set and then he passed. Sure. I think he's just gonna normal summon and starts like just attacking into things.
He's linking away.
Oh, okay. Something larger.
A Tri-Burst Dragon, just to beat over it. To just target.
Cool.
Yeah. Like I believe it can pop a card, or like it cannot. Like if something targets it, it pops a card. Not entirely sure. Triple Burst Dragon, I think the name is.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at what this chap does.
So a Dogoron gets drawn from Hannes at least. Hannes will then he's probably going to kaiju the Triple Burst, but he's giving Lungi more attack, which might not be the best thing to do. So I do think Lungi is in the more favorable position to win this round at least.
Triple Burst Dragon negates the activation of spell trap cards and monster effects. Actually, it's very, very strong.
Yeah, during the
damage step.
Not bad.
And if it attacks something in defense position, it pierces.
Okay, so he did a piercing damage there. So 2400 to 1800. How much is that then off Hannes?
I think it's 1200.
And just 600 damage.
600.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Hannes,
that Lungisa took that game over there.
So Hannes
first time we've seen a 1-1 here.
Yeah, this is the first. It's not a complete and utter stomp from one other player. Pendulum's having a rough time actually. Now Dinos are going first again. If they get that UCT on board, I think Pendulums are going to have a freaking hard time.
So hard.
Especially on the Pen Summon, book clipsing the entire field. Obviously crippling.
Yeah, nothing is particularly large here, and also it really doesn't matter how big they are, because UCT doesn't even flip them face up. It just, no interaction there. Sends it to the graveyard, you take 1,000.
Just keep in mind, Lungi beat Hannes there without actually using his extra deck.
I'm pretty sure I saw an Electromite.
No, he saw an Electromite and a Triple Burst, but it's not like he went in depth into it.
Yeah, sure. He never revealed too much about it.
So Hannes just knows it's Electromite in there.
Yeah, he does have the God Dragon package. Triple Burst very big. YuGiOh, also an incredibly powerful card.
Yeah, if you can make that with 4 materials.
Ignister Prominence is around.
Just being able to shuffle. I think that's he's only out to the UCT actually. His Ignister is if you bait out that book of Eclipse and then just shuffle it away back into the deck. Make sure that's not coming back. Thing. And then I just see Magister Paladin as well, which allows him to search in the end phase if he does decide to go the rank 4 route, and then Tornado Dragon just
to pop those pesky spells, back row things.
Back rows. So let's hope that
anything on the field. Okay, we just lost some of the field, but we'll wake it back up in just a second.
So if the Twin Twisters doesn't cripple Lungi constantly over and over again.
I was really lucky to just keep drawing them there.
Just kept drawing Twin Twisters. It helped Hannes out so much. Just being able to constantly, every time he activates a skill, just break them. No issue. You can't play Pendulum if you can't Pendulum Summon. Pretty much logic. Unless you're playing those mythical beasts.
Yeah, sure.
Then you don't need your Pendulum Summon. But deck shared, deck cutting happens between the two players as Hannes cuts and Lungi shuffles. And then Hannes is probably going to take first, so he can establish his board.
Yeah, definitely.
I see a Dogoron, Ghost Ogre, and an Ash Blossom.
He's not going first.
He's not going first.
He's going
so
second.
He wants to go for the OTK plays.
Sure. That's a pretty disgusting thing about UCTs. It's fine to make him on the play, and it's fine to make him on the draw. Because of that quick effect being just that disrupted. You know, you can basically out any board. Except something with a bunch of links, but I mean, you can, as long as you disrupt them at the right point, because at some point they'll make something that can be flipped face down.
Yeah, definitely. And just UCT also being able to out those things that just go face down as well. It's not the fact of it's a 3500 and it can attack one thing.
No, it's just going to clear the board.
It burns you for 1000 and sends them off the board, which means even in time it can even be a big
nice
factor.
Big pen there for Lungisa.
And he can pop, so Sorcerer is now going to be played. He pops Performapals to search. But it's going to be Ash, so it still costs to pop them though.
Destroy both of those.
However, he did use his Pen Summon, so he's got no hand left. But Electromite might still hit the board, however.
Yep, there it is.
Would assume.
What a silly card.
Oh no, it doesn't pop as cost. Okay, so
it's just pop for effect. I think you choose 2 and then you destroy them and do the thing.
So Electromite gets...
oh dear.
Why is Electromite face up in the extra deck?
I think it got ogred. It did.
I get ogred, but
it should be face
graveyard.
Down in the graveyard. Yeah, sure. Maybe just alert the judge to that.
Yeah. Let me just...
yeah, just let him know there's an Electromite face up in the extra deck. Ah, that's been fixed.
Okay,
they've noticed.
I was just gonna say. Let me just...
all fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Electromite's a pendulum monster.
Yeah.
That's actually the deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because...
yeah, and it's just going in depth about how bad it is if you manage to use that Electromite again.
Able to...
Not being an asshole, I'm just... you know that Electromite's really good, and you're going to get some zones. And, yeah, that's terrible.
Just the cutoff.
I think the feed died there.
I think so.
Yeah, something has gone horribly wrong with the network.
Oh, God.
We'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got that back.
Feed back up again. So Soul Eating Overraptor comes out from Hannes at least, as his normal summon. That's what he commits. We haven't seen the rest of the hand. He does mull the Overtext and he gets a double evolution pull straight to his hand, which means UCT is probably going to hit the board. Lungi did leave the 2 pendulums just on the field, leaving, lumming, maybe just to defend a bit. Like just to make sure that if UCT was to hit a little bit less damage, he would take most likely. But still 2k. It's probably here comes UCT most likely. Banishes 2 with a Dino, 1 non-Dino, 1 Dino.
Yeah. He's got one of the Jiracs in hand, and I think
Unfortunately, opened that Jirac Alio, which is obviously a brick in most cases, but
a big boy
seems to unbrick himself with one boss monster. So UCT hits the board. This is probably going to be a struggle for Lungi again. He has no card advantage.
There's not much of a way around this thing. He's completely empty on cards. The Electromite is gone, and he's got little monsters.
He's got very little monsters.
Tiny little monsters.
UCT can attack everything while face up, even if it doesn't block the moon attack. Just being absolute absurd.
It's just the send that happens in the defense position.
So he's just going to attack them all. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think the damage is more this way.
Yeah, I don't even know what the stats is on Pen Sorcerer.
Oh, that's a massive amount of damage. You can just request a life total update after this.
Yeah, I'll just request. And then, I see they're even doing the math. One beta here. I had a 1/8 damage taken at least.
5450. Yeah, looks like Lungisa ends up on 5,450.
At 50 stats. As we just continue this, and then Hannes passes over to Lungi. Lungi still, however, does have scales. If he now top decks a hamster, it might be pretty good for him actually, because he can get both of those Luster Pendulums back to his hand. But I think he's got it looks like a Gofu, honestly, in his hand. But
Gofu? I don't think you're allowed to play those anymore.
I don't think he's got Gofu. It just looks like a Gofu, but it's like a pendulum version of Gofu.
A pendulum Gofu.
A pendulum Gofu. That's the new level.
Blackwing the pendulum.
Blackwing
that's what he is.
So he summons out the sorcerer. Obviously, UCT is still alive completely, and we'll see what UCT or what Hannes decides to do. He's thinking about if he wants to book a moon eclipse. Blows up both scales to search 2 Performapals, what Lungi's doing. So pen summons, just knows he's probably going to search the hamster most likely. Like I called it right there. Hamster obviously being a normal summon, getting 2 of the same names back, a turtle and...
Yep, there it is. Some card advantage, I think. He's going for it.
Yeah, he's going for the card advantage just there.
That's at least 1 card draw that he's going to get. He can set them both?
Yeah, he can activate them both to the scales and go from there.
Activate them both to the scales and he'll draw 1 card off of that.
Yes, exactly. Obviously first the turtle, otherwise you don't get that benefit. Seal can negate a card on the field though, as we've seen before, so you could probably negate that UCT.
But I think the moment and because there's only... this is very frustrating.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, but as soon as UCT gets negated, he could probably force out that Book of Eclipse. If Hannes falls for the bait that Lungi is trying to place here, I assume. Pops the Jirak area to book a moon, so he falls for the book. And Lungi is seeming to shuffle his card. I think he's got a Lecture Pendulum and
the Gofu.
The Gofu. It looks like a Gofu. Can't you see that?
It's not a Gofu. Let's see. We've got the list here.
It doesn't look like a Gofu.
Vector, Lecter, Luster, bunch of Performapals.
He's even reading it. He doesn't even know.
What does this thing do? Is this Gofu?
It looks like Gofu. I promise it's Gofu. Oh no, it's the Speedroid. It's the Speedroid.
Okay, sure.
It's the Speedroid passing glide. I think it is. Obviously.
Does that in any way help him make the thing that attacks twice?
That just seems to be a big body. He tributes something. He tributes someone to get over the Overraptor. UCT being able to blow up cards in the hand is just the next level.
So silly.
You don't lose advantage whatsoever.
Yeah, and especially with the petites. I don't see any in this deck. You know, there's none of the when this card is destroyed, go search something and put it into play. He's not playing any of those. Opting to play the Shadoll.
I think Hannes takes.
Yep. Lungisa is not interested in fighting with 2 UCTs. So yeah, that's the game for Hannes.
Sadly, Hannes takes it. So Dino's being a formidable match.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Pendulum Mishmash doesn't get to beat Dino's.
Pendulum Mishmash. I think that's a good name for this.
I think it's because Lungi didn't get to his main plays. If Lungi was able to get to his main plays, I think we would have seen a more one-sided game, especially like in
there's a lot of plays this deck has. Even when it seemed like he was out of gas, just add the 2 scales,
gets 2 cards,
find a way to draw extra cards, maybe get your way out of it.
But Dino's just having that control. Dino control is just the obvious thing that's going to win. I think this format is going to be a heavy control format. So
it's more answers based than threats based. It's probably just like a knee-jerk response to a bunch of FTK decks just appearing. You do need answers in your deck, and the fact that they don't always go off, sometimes they whiff. Once you manage to present something to the board, you gotta be able to hold that presence.
And that's the difficult
that's where the control comes in.
That's where the difficulty comes in. So Hannes taking our 4th round here.
And giving him Lisa's first loss.
First loss, and Hannes going 4-0.
Yeah, good job.
So
inching ever closer to top 8. There goes the feed.
There goes the feed. And just Twist is being sidelined as well. So, should we catch them in the next round?
We'll see you guys next round.